You're listening to leadai.dev, your daily updates on AI development. Today's topic is Grammy artist Aloe Blacc pivots to AI powered cancer drug development. Here's a quick overview. Grammy nominated musician Aloe Blacc's COVID experience sparked a transition into AI powered cancer drug development, revealing critical gaps in biotech funding infrastructure. Now, let's ask our analyst about these developments. What's new? Aloe Blacc's AI powered cancer drug platform launch.
Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Aloe Blacc has officially transitioned from the music industry to biotech entrepreneurship, launching an AI-driven cancer therapeutics platform after his personal COVID-19 experience exposed critical gaps in medical research funding. Despite being fully vaccinated and boosted, Black contracted COVID-19 and initially attempted to fund better treatment research through traditional philanthropy, only to discover that regulatory requirements demand comprehensive commercialization strategies rather than simple charitable donations. The musician's biotech venture focuses on developing cancer drug platforms using artificial intelligence to accelerate drug discovery and optimize therapeutic targeting. Unlike traditional pharmaceutical development that can take decades and billions in investments, Black's approach leverages machine learning algorithms to identify promising drug candidates more efficiently. The platform integrates computational biology with AI driven molecular modeling to predict drug efficacy and reduce the time between initial research and clinical trials. This career pivot represents a significant shift from Black's established music career, which includes Grammy nominations and collaborations with major artists. However, his transition highlights a growing trend of high profile individuals from non scientific backgrounds entering the biotech space, bringing fresh perspectives and substantial personal resources to address unmet medical needs. The move also underscores the increasing accessibility of AI tools that enable entrepreneurs without traditional pharmaceutical backgrounds to participate in drug development. Bootstrapped cancer drug platform targeting AI optimized therapeutic development personal COVID-19 experience despite full vaccination sparked initial research interest discovery that philanthropy cannot navigate regulatory requirements for drug development platform combines computational biology with machine learning for drug candidate identification represents growing trend of celebrity entrepreneurs entering AI powered healthcare.
Thank you for that analysis. Let's move on. Who benefits from celebrity backed AI biotech ventures?
Early stage biotech researchers and academic institutions stand to benefit most from celebrity backed AI drug discovery platforms like Black's Venture. These partnerships provide crucial bridge funding between initial research phases and formal venture capital rounds, particularly for projects that may not yet demonstrate clear commercial viability. University technology transfer offices often struggle to license intellectual property without committed commercialization partners, making celebrity entrepreneurs with substantial personal resources attractive collaborators for advancing promising research. Patients with rare cancers or underserved therapeutic areas represent another primary beneficiary group, as celebrity backed ventures often focus on neglected diseases that traditional pharmaceutical companies avoid due to small market sizes. AI powered drug discovery platforms can economically pursue treatments for conditions affecting fewer than 200,000 patients, where conventional development costs would be prohibitive. Additionally, the media attention generated by celebrity involvement accelerates awareness and potentially attracts additional funding for specific therapeutic areas. Traditional biotech investors and pharmaceutical companies should approach celebrity backed ventures cautiously, particularly those led by entrepreneurs without scientific backgrounds. While celebrity involvement can generate publicity and initial funding, successful drug development requires deep regulatory expertise, clinical trial management capabilities, and long term financial commitment that extends far beyond initial enthusiasm. Companies considering partnerships should evaluate the celebrity founder's commitment to learning complex regulatory requirements and building appropriate scientific advisory teams. Academic researchers gain access to commercialization focused funding partners. Patients with rare cancers benefit from increased therapeutic development attention. University technology transfer offices find committed IP licensing partners. Media coverage accelerates awareness for underserved therapeutic areas. Traditional investors should carefully evaluate scientific advisory team strength.
Great insight. Really helpful context. How to get started. Transitioning from celebrity to biotech entrepreneur?
Celebrity entrepreneurs entering biotech must first establish credible scientific advisory boards comprising experienced pharmaceutical executives, regulatory affairs specialists, and clinical development experts. This requires identifying advisors with specific therapeutic area expertise relevant to the intended drug targets, typically through introductions from established biotech investors or academic medical centers. The advisory board should include at least one former FDA reviewer, one clinical development executive with phase 3 trial experience, and one commercialization expert with successful drug launch history. The next critical step involves partnering with academic institutions or research organizations that possess relevant intellectual property and established research programs. This partnership structure requires negotiating licensing agreements that balance the celebrity entrepreneur's commercialization goals with the institution's ongoing research interests. Successful partnerships typically include milestone based licensing fees, equity participation for the academic partner, and provisions for continued collaborative research as the platform develops. Finally, celebrity entrepreneurs must develop comprehensive regulatory strategies that address FDA requirements for their specific therapeutic areas. This includes engaging with regulatory consultants who specialize in the intended indication, establishing quality management systems for drug manufacturing, and creating detailed clinical development plans with realistic timelines and budget projections. The regulatory strategy should account for potential FDA guidance meetings, orphan drug designation opportunities if applicable, and international regulatory requirements for global market access. Assemble scientific advisory board with FDA, clinical, and commercialization expertise to negotiate academic partnership agreements with milestone-based licensing terms, engage specialized regulatory consultants for therapeutic area guidance, establish quality management systems for eventual drug manufacturing, develop comprehensive clinical development plans with realistic timelines planned for FDA guidance meetings and potential orphan drug designations.
That's a very interesting point. Tell us about competitive context, how celebrity biotech changes industry dynamics.
Celebrity backed biotech ventures compete directly with traditional venture capital funded startups, but operate with fundamentally different funding dynamics and risk tolerance profiles. While conventional biotech startups must demonstrate clear value propositions to institutional investors within 18 to 24 months, celebrity entrepreneurs can bootstrap development for longer periods using personal resources. This extended runway allows for more experimental approaches to drug discovery and potentially higher risk, higher reward therapeutic targets that institutional investors might avoid. The competitive advantage of celebrity involvement extends beyond funding to include unprecedented media access and patient advocacy network development. Traditional biotech companies spend millions on marketing and patient outreach campaigns, while celebrity founders can generate equivalent exposure through existing media relationships and social platforms. This advantage becomes particularly valuable during clinical trial recruitment phases, where patient enrollment often determines trial success or failure. However, celebrity backed ventures face significant limitations compared to established pharmaceutical companies in regulatory expertise, clinical trial infrastructure, and global commercialization capabilities. While celebrities can generate initial funding and attention, successful drug development requires sustained investment over 10 to 15-year timelines, regulatory navigation expertise, and manufacturing scale that typically exceeds individual celebrity resources. Most celebrity ventures ultimately require traditional pharmaceutical partnerships or acquisition to achieve commercial success. Extended bootstrap periods enable higher risk therapeutic target exploration, built in media access accelerates patient awareness, and clinical trial recruitment limited regulatory expertise compared to established pharmaceutical companies, eventual need for traditional pharma partnerships or acquisition for commercialization, competitive advantage in rare disease advocacy and patient community building.
Good analysis. Let's continue. What's next? Future implications for AI-powered celebrity biotech?
The integration of artificial intelligence tools in celebrity backed biotech ventures will likely accelerate as AI platforms become more accessible and user friendly for non technical entrepreneurs. Advanced drug discovery AI platforms are increasingly offering no code interfaces that enable celebrity entrepreneurs to participate directly in compound identification and optimization processes. This democratization of drug discovery tools could lead to a new category of celebrity founded biotech companies that leverage AI to compete with traditional pharmaceutical research approaches. Regulatory agencies are developing specific guidance frameworks for AI powered drug discovery platforms, which will benefit celebrity entrepreneurs by providing clearer pathways for FDA approval of AI discovered therapeutics. The FDA's emerging AI guidance documents specifically address machine learning based drug discovery platforms, potentially reducing regulatory uncertainty that currently challenges celebrity entrepreneurs without traditional pharmaceutical backgrounds. The success or failure of high profile celebrity biotech ventures like Black's will significantly influence future celebrity participation in pharmaceutical development. Successful outcomes could attract additional celebrity entrepreneurs and potentially create a new funding category that bridges entertainment industry resources with biotech innovation. Conversely, high profile failures could discourage celebrity involvement and reinforce traditional venture capital dominance in biotech funding. AI drug discovery platforms developing no-code interfaces for non-technical users, FDA, creating specific guidance frameworks for AI-discovered therapeutics, potential emergence of celebrity biotech as distinct funding categories, success outcomes could attract additional celebrity entrepreneur participation, regulatory clarity, reducing barriers for non-traditional pharmaceutical backgrounds.
Great analysis. So, what are the key takeaways from all of this?
Celebrity entrepreneurs entering biotech must establish credible scientific advisory boards with FDA and clinical development expertise before launching platforms. AI powered drug discovery platforms enable non traditional entrepreneurs to participate in pharmaceutical development with reduced technical barriers. Regulatory requirements for drug development cannot be circumvented through philanthropy and require comprehensive commercialization strategies. Celebrity involvement provides significant advantages in media exposure and patient recruitment, but requires traditional pharma partnerships for commercialization.
And what market signals should our listeners watch for?
Celebrity capital entering healthcare AI. Aloe Blacc's biotech venture represents a growing trend of celebrity entrepreneurs leveraging personal wealth to enter AI powered healthcare markets. This influx of non traditional funding sources could accelerate innovation in underserved therapeutic areas where traditional venture capital shows limited interest. The trend indicates increasing accessibility of AI drug discovery tools that enable entrepreneurs without scientific backgrounds to participate meaningfully in pharmaceutical development, potentially disrupting traditional biotech funding models. Regulatory barriers driving AI adoption. The discovery that philanthropic funding cannot navigate drug development regulations is driving celebrity entrepreneurs toward AI powered platforms that streamline regulatory compliance. This regulatory complexity creates market opportunities for AI tools that automate FDA submission processes, clinical trial design, and regulatory pathway optimization. The barrier between charitable intent and commercial drug development is spurring innovation in AI platforms that bridge this gap for non traditional pharmaceutical entrepreneurs. Democratization of drug discovery tools. Celebrity participation in biotech signals broader democratization of drug discovery technologies through AI platforms that reduce traditional barriers to pharmaceutical development. This trend could fundamentally alter biotech funding dynamics by enabling high net worth individuals from various industries to bootstrap drug development projects. The accessibility of AI powered drug discovery tools is creating new competitive dynamics where celebrity resources and media access compete directly with traditional venture capital backed biotech startups.
What should developers and operators do with this information?
Establish scientific advisory board with FDA expertise within 90 days of platform launch to ensure regulatory compliance from project inception. Negotiate academic partnership agreements with milestone based licensing terms before committing significant development resources to specific therapeutic targets. Engage specialized regulatory consultants for therapeutic area guidance at least 12 months before planned FDA interactions or clinical trial initiation. Develop comprehensive clinical development plans with 10 to 15-year timelines and budget projections exceeding $100 million for phase 3 trials before platform launch.
Thank you for listening to LeadAI.dev. Stay tuned for our next daily updates in this rapidly emerging market.